When most people hear the term Environmental Management System, or EMS, they usually have questions like, what is that? Isn't that only for big companies? Well, why would we want to do this? We're already following the rules. Do we actually need this? And lastly, great, another binder on a shelf. But here's the truth. An EMS, done right, isn't about paperwork or feel-good green slogans. It's about managing risk, reducing waste, improving operations, and yes, staying out of regulatory trouble. I'm Doug Ruhlin, Principal Environmental Consultant with RMA. We've helped many businesses through their EMS journey, sometimes all the way through to a fancy certification. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the most common questions we hear about environmental management systems and help you decide whether one makes sense for your operation. Okay? So let's dive in. So to start, what is an EMS really? Think of an EMS as a systematic way to manage how your organization impacts the environment. It's not just about stormwater or air permits or hazardous waste. It's about how you plan, operate, and improve your processes so that environmental responsibilities aren't just an afterthought. They're built in. It includes policies, procedures, training, and tracking systems that help ensure you're compliant with laws, you understand your environmental risks, and most importantly, you're continuously improving. Simple, right? But very powerful. So do you really need one? If you have operations that generate emissions, use chemicals, produce waste, or involve machinery or equipment, or if you simply operate in a regulated industry, the short answer is yes. An EMS helps you avoid violations, reduce downtime from unplanned incidents, provide due diligence, and reduce costs over time by improving efficiency. It's like insurance and performance optimization rolled into one. What does an EMS actually include? Well, an EMS isn't usually a single document. It's a framework. Here are its typical components. An environmental policy, a high-level statement of your commitment, public, visible, and credible. An identification of environmental aspects. What do you do that affects the environment? Discharges, waste, energy, all of that gets documented. Legal and other requirements. What laws apply to you and your operation? What permits or corporate standards? The EMS must track and respond to these. Objectives and targets, setting goals. Maybe reduce VOC emissions by 15%, improve recycling, or reduce stormwater risk. These should be specific and trackable. Operational controls. Day-to-day procedures that ensure environmental risks are minimized. Standard operating procedures, preventive maintenance, inspections. Roles and responsibilities. Who's in charge of what? EMS works only when people know their roles. Training and awareness. Employees need to know how their job affects compliance and risk and how to respond in an unplanned event like an emergency. Monitoring and measurement. A means to track performance. Are you making progress? Are you staying in compliance? Corrective actions and audits. Finding problems, fixing them, learning from them. Management review. Senior leaders take a hard look at what's working, what isn't, and what needs to change. So that's kind of a general framework. It's scalable, flexible, and meant to evolve over time. Okay, great. But do we have to be certified or something? The answer is no. Certification, like to the ISO 14001 standard, is totally optional. And to the best of my knowledge, there isn't an environmental rule or regulation in the United States that requires that you even have an EMS, let alone that it be certified. Again, purely optional. Some companies pursue certification for branding, stakeholder confidence, or contractual reasons. But many effective EMSs operate without formal certification. The important thing is that the EMS works for your business. It should improve performance, not just satisfy auditors. So who's responsible for the EMS? That's the thing. Everyone is. Yeah, your company might have a compliance officer or an EHS manager who maintains the system, but the EMS lives or dies by the people who operate every day. Your rank and file personnel, maintenance crews, purchasing teams, site managers, and yes, your environmental team. When people understand how their work affects the environment and how the EMS supports them, compliance becomes second nature. Responsibility starts at the top, but execution happens on the ground. Is an EMS just for manufacturers or big industry? No, not at all. EMS are used in warehouses, utility companies, municipal facilities, construction firms, and even in small businesses with minimal environmental footprints. The scope can be small or large. What's important is that the system fits your operation. So, is this just about environmental compliance and following the rules? Well, partially. Compliance is the floor, the baseline, not the ceiling. A good EMS helps you go beyond minimum requirements, doing things like reducing waste disposal costs, minimizing raw material use, improving energy efficiency, and increasing uptime by reducing environmental incidents. Yes, it helps keep regulators off your back, but the best EMS pay for themselves in risk avoidance and operational gains. That sounds expensive. What is all this going to cost? Like most things in the world of compliance, the cost depends on your site, your needs, and how much structure you already have. But here's a ballpark based upon what we typically see. For a small facility starting from scratch, a basic EMS typically runs between $7,000 to $12,000. For mid-size operations that need new SOPs, training, and full documentation, expect somewhere in the neighborhood of about $12,000 to $20,000. And for larger companies, or those looking for ISO 14001 alignment or a multi-site rollout, the investment usually lands somewhere between $20,000 and $50,000 or more. We know that's a wide range, but your needs aren't one size fits all. If you want a real number for your business, we just need a quick conversation to understand your scope. No pressure, no guessing, just straight answers. How long does it take to build an EMS? Again, it depends. If you're starting from scratch, it can take several months to fully develop and implement. But if you already have some safety systems, SOPs, and some documentation, you may be halfway there already. But it's not a race. It's not about how fast you can build it. It's about how well it's embedded into your operations and how well it works for your team. Wait, what's the difference between an EMS and a safety management system or a quality management system? Hey, that's a great question. They're similar in structure. They're all typically built around a plan, do, check, act model, but they focus on different risks. Think of it this way. Safety management systems protect people from hazards. Quality management systems are a structured set of processes and policies designed to ensure consistent delivery of high-quality products or services, drive continuous improvement, and build customer trust. Environmental management systems, EMS, protect the environment from harm caused by your operations and help you improve how your business interacts with and impacts your community. That said, there's a lot of overlap. Many companies integrate them for the greatest level of efficiency. Maybe you're thinking, hang on, won't this just add more bureaucracy to my operation? If done poorly, yes. But a well-designed EMS makes your life easier. It means fewer surprises during inspections, clearer roles and expectations, and better data for decision making. It shouldn't create new work. It should organize and streamline what you're already doing. What are the biggest mistakes companies make with EMSs? Here are a few common pitfalls that we see. Overcomplicating the system. Start simple, grow smart. Failing to train employees. If they don't know the system exists, it's not going to work. Lack of leadership support. The EMS needs buy-in from the top. Not updating the system. Things change, your EMS has to keep up. Treating it like a project instead of a process. EMS is ongoing. It doesn't end with a binder or a kickoff meeting. Here's the bottom line. An EMS helps you avoid fines, cut waste, lower energy costs, run more efficiently, and reduce your environmental impact. It builds trust with regulators, customers, and your own personnel and team. And as ESG and sustainability pressures grow, it positions your business to stay ahead, not play catch up. Now, if that's not business smart, what is? Okay, so I hope I answered your questions about an EMS and whether one is right for you or not. I'm betting if you made it this far, yes, absolutely, an EMS is right for you and something you should pursue. If we haven't answered all your questions, let us know here at RMA. Also, check out our other videos here for further EMS information, including how the certification process works, what ISO 14001 is all about, the concrete industry's Green Star EMS process, and a whole lot more. Or if you're ready to take that next step and want to discuss how RMA can help you through this process, or you're just curious what an EMS might look like for your business, reach out to us by phone, email, or by scheduling a free consultation right here on our website. We'd love to hear from you, see if we're a good fit for you in your EMS journey, and if so, help you reach your EMS goals. Just remember, an EMS isn't a burden, it's a tool. One that helps protect your company, your people, and the environment we all share. I'll see you in the next video.